Hey, good morning, everybody. Yeah, it is the first day of February, Thursday, February 1st, 2018. And I know what some of you are thinking. I just did an update several days ago, and that is true, I did. But several days ago, my original plan back on the 28th was to get my league up and running, my CAW league, my creative wrestling league, CAW league, DCWA up and running. Unfortunately, that didn't happen due to circumstances, and now I finally do have it up and running, as you have probably noticed, with the first episode of DCWA Women of Honor. Yes, I'm here to talk about some significant changes. Again, like I kind of mentioned in the other one, I'm going to mention here as well. Basically, those significant changes are the fact that Women of Honor is replacing DCWA Women's Saturday Night. So it will no longer be Women's Saturday Night. Instead, it'll be Women of Honor. Another thing some of you may notice is the venue. Now, originally, the last venue was kind of like an NXT, almost Armory gymnasium kind of place. What basically smaller than what we had Raw and I think even Thunder on. And it's basically the Hammerstein Ballroom or venue that they have created for 2K18. Yes, they recreated the Hammerstein Ballroom as a venue that you can use in the show. I mean, in the game. So yeah, I was able to. So yeah, I was. So basically, when I created Women of Honor and the venue for Women of Honor, I thought what could be different for them, and I figured why not put them in an environment in a venue that I think any indie fans would be more appreciative of seeing a wrestling event in. I know a lot of fans would like to see NXT go to the Hammerstein Ballroom and perform there because pretty much they're used to that style. But you kind of get the idea. Um, but anyway, like I said, the original plan at first was to start my CAW league on Sunday to coincide with the Royal Rumble. That didn't happen. I was able to, as like I said, you saw, I was able to get up and running 2 days ago. Yes, I got it up and running about 2 days ago. Um, so hopefully you guys will go back and enjoy that. For some of you that didn't watch it yet, I would recommend seeing it. And for those of you that have, I really appreciate the near 60 views. Yeah, it's not as much as DCA or CCL would get, but I do appreciate that in its first episode, it got about 60 views. So I really appreciate that. Um, I know it's because sometimes I'll link you guys to the live stream and you so you guys can watch it and stuff while it's happening, but I still appreciate it very, very much. Um, and what's funny is my CAW league, my creative wrestling league, is not the only one that's going undergoing some changes. Destiny Championship Wrestling or Destiny Championship Alliance Sports Entertainment, as they call themselves, are also have also gone under a change as well. The change being that, well, basically, two of their shows that I will admit I took inspiration from, in a sense, well, at least one of the ideas, because one of the things that Destiny Championship Wrestling did was they created basically an all female career wrestler show, an all female show with Wildcats Unleashed. And then they also did one, I think, which was a male exclusive one, maybe had a few females in there, called Sudden Impact. Well, apparently, I guess both shows didn't do so well, weren't getting enough views. So they decided, you know what, let's combine the two, and now you got Sudden Impact Unleashed, which is a new show which combines both Wildcats Unleashed and and Sudden Impact. So it's Sudden Impact Unleashed, which I guess is good for them. Huh? What's going on here? I guess COH didn't doesn't like me posting. That's weird. Either that or something's wrong with the Facebook page. And the same with CAW All Stars. Okay, guys, I get it. I get it. You don't like your other promotions promoting on you. Well, okay. That's fine. That's fine. I get it. And DCA is the same thing. What the heck is going on here? Trying to look here. And same with them too. CAWCCL. Huh. Okay, fine, no problem. It looks like either the Facebook pages are not doing so well, or they just don't. Um, they fear competition, I guess. So I had to do something. I had to say no offense to the Lord because I'm not trying to be mean or anything about stuff, but but it sounds like they're a little afraid, maybe, of competition. I don't know, but anyway, the point is, the point about this is the point. The reason I'm doing this video, quite frankly, folks, is due to the fact that, like I said, I'm out here to let you know about some changes that are um, occurring as well. Like I said, the season started back a couple days ago. Before I got on my bus to go to work. What's funny is I could have probably done it just a little bit longer because apparently there's some miscommunications between the start buses, the people that drive the start buses, the dial rides, and the people that schedule them for those like me that call in for the rides. So, yeah, I could have probably done a little bit longer, but anyway, getting back on track here. Um, basically, see, Women of Honor is the first one. Is the first show of DCWA that's up. I am going to be a little bit busy today, but I'm going to try to, before I really get busy, try to get DCWA Raw up and going, so you can get the first Raw one, which will be the male exclusive show. And I am going to have some championships maybe assigned, maybe tournament wise or something like that down the line. We'll have to wait and see. But the one thing about the previews that you may have noticed is that any of the CAW characters that wind up with championships after certain matches, championship matches, and all that will be the champions going into the 2K18 season. That's why you saw Judy Hopps walk in as one half of the tag team champions with Roxanne, known as Team Disney. She's also the women's world champion as well. So she's walked into that with that title. You may have noticed that Christy Montoya is the Intercontinental Champion. She walked in with that, and apparently, as you all saw, she lost in quick fashion to Hardcore Dirty Babe. And by any kind of logical CAW or pro wrestling or legitimate C or whatever kind of rule, once you beat the champion, you automatically get yourself a title shot, which means at the first CPV event, which I'm hoping to do very soon, maybe the Super Bowl weekend, at the first CPV event, you are going to get Hardcore Dirty Babe challenging Christy Montoya for the DCWA Women's Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, that's going to happen at the first CPV event. Now, as far as other other shows, as far as other weekly or bi-weekly shows that my CAW league will do, things are pretty much going to try to go back to being the same. Like I said, with the exception that Women of Honor now replaces Women's Saturday Night. We are still, like I mentioned, going to have DCWA Raw, which will be the male exclusive show. You might get a female match here and there if called upon, just like in 2K17. With the previous incarnation of DCWA, I should say, in the 2K17 season. You will get Thunder back. Thunder will be will be just like before. It'll be a hybrid of both rosters, the men and the women. And of course, you will get your web matches as well. Just, you will get your web matches as well. And in case you're wondering what a web match is, basically you can thank CAW Champions League and a few others for making that, for making that sort of a staple of CAW wrestling, because web matches are basically our equivalent of, let's say, WWE Main Event or Impact Wrestling Explosion. They're basically just one or two or three matches that really have no significance. Well, do in a sense have significance, but not too much unless called upon. And here's the thing about Raw, Thunder, and the web matches. Unlike Women of Honor, which was the first episode under that name, because like I said, it replaced Women's Saturday Night, Raw, Thunder, and web matches will continue on episodically. There will be no rebranded episode 1 for any of them. They will continue on episodically, as if nothing really changed, except of course for the game itself that they're taking place in, as well as like the environment, the arenas and stuff like that, the championships. You get the idea. But besides all that, web matches, Thunder and Raw will still continue on episodically. In fact, let me check here. The last DCWA Raw I did was back in November. So that was episode 33. So the next one will be episode 34, and that will be under the 2K 18 license, 18 title. So that's going to be happening soon. So look out for that. Hopefully it won't be in 2 parts like the last one. And Thunder. Thunder, last one was on November 10th. Not November 10th. Where is it? Actually, the last one was on November 4th. So that will take place. The last one was episode 31 on November 4th. So the one that comes after will be episode 32. And then the web matches. The last web match was on October 26th. That was episode 21. So the next one will be episode 22. So again, a lot of these 3 shows that I've just talked about are going to still continue on episodically. The only change, like I said, was the Women of Honor take replacing Women's Saturday Night. So all in all, that those are the shows that are going to continue on episodically. Um, Now, just to let you know, just because they will be continuing on episodically, yes, there are going to be some new members to the roster for Raw, and such. So even though they continue on episodically, you're still going to have you're going to have some different roster members and stuff down the line. As far as who would be, as far as what the next CPV event that I mentioned earlier, if things work out correctly, depending on if some things come up or not, um, depending on if some things come up or not, the how do I put this? The CPV should take place around, like I say, Super Bowl weekend. I'm not saying that it won't, and I'm not saying that it will, but if things work out correctly, it shall work out to that point in some shape, form, or fashion. I'm going to get it up this weekend at least. I'm going to get it up this weekend somehow, some way. It's gonna go up this weekend. I can guarantee you that. And that's my dog. She's just waking up a little bit. Uh, but like I said, hopefully that's what happens. Again, I don't know yet of a name. It's gonna deal with something. I'm gonna probably go with something connected to the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna probably go with. I don't really know. I think I'm probably gonna go with something like. Again, I don't really know, but I think it's going to be along the lines of. Well, I'll call it the super event. In fact, let me see if there's any wording on that. Huh, there is. Some images, maybe. Yeah, got some images. Perfect. Yeah, so that'll probably be the name of the first show of the year. It'll be Super Event to kick it off. So it'll be to look out for that. It's going to be called DCWA Super Event. In fact, let me possibly download that logo or two, so we have it. In fact, I'm doing that right now, so I'll have it in time to create the when I create the arena for the show to take place in. It will you'll have it right there. So yeah, Super Event is going to be the name of the show. So look forward to that. There will be championships on the line. I know some people are kind of like worried about universe mode, but as you saw when I played it with Women of Honor, it didn't seem that bad to me. I mean, yeah, I lost a couple, like 2 matches, but winning 4 out of the 6 and only losing 2, that's pretty good. And that's one thing a lot of people are always going to worry about is, oh, is he going to do what he did in preview? Is he going to restart and all that? And let me put it this way: those are like a preseason deal, kind of stuff like that. That was my choice then, but I do realize, just like I did with the previous couple of years and seasons of DCWA, that I can't restart unless something happens where the thing crashes and all that. Then yeah, you're gonna have a restart. But mostly, I'm gonna let things be. So if by some reason the AI destroys me in a match where I barely get any offense with the character that I'm using, and it's for a championship, then I'm going to leave it as is. You can't change it, because if you change it, then it shows that you're cheating. I understand that a lot of people hope that 2K gets this fixed. I really hope they get it fixed as well, and hopefully the listening, watching this, and they kind of work out the bugs here. They kind of work out any kind of bugs that are there. But a little bit of advice while I'm doing this, that if you do a CAW league, that you need to at least, even if you feel that something's broken or not working correctly, or there's a bug that needs to be patched up, and eventually, it will be, I'm hoping. Uh, I look at it this way, to prevent people thinking that, oh, you're showing favoritism and, you can't accept losing, just leave it as is. If you have a character that's a champion and they end up losing their championship to said AI controlled player, leave it as is. So, that way nobody will say anything about you on that. Not saying they would, but I'm just putting it out there that it probably best if you don't try to do anything that might make people think, oh, well, you're just not used to winning, and you can't win or anything like that. Just keep as is, and I'm pretty sure you'll get the hang of it. The more you play it, the more you get the hang of it. Because I think what it takes is you got to get used to the timing. Like you got to get used to, okay, when a character reverses you, you got to time it just correctly so you reverse them, or they try to hit you with a move, you reverse them. You kind of get the idea. But if there are any bugs and stuff that are there, hopefully those get addressed real soon by WWE Games and WWE 2K and 2K Sports, because if they want to continue on with this license, and believe me, they already have had some problems, it sounds like, behind the scenes with WWE. If 2K wants to continue this partnership with WWE and have satisfying customers, then they have to basically work on the bugs and stuff that are plaguing this system or plaguing this game at times. Like the glitches and stuff. They need to address those as best they can. Um, overall, though, everything that I've mentioned here, pretty much, I'm hoping to have happen and up and going. Like with Women of Honor, you know, that I did a couple days ago before I went to work. Sorry about that. My knee hit the mic. Or my leg hit the mic. Hopefully, I'll be able to have Raw up and going today, which would be episode 34, I believe. And as time goes on, Thunder will be up there, web matches. And by this weekend, I hope to have the CPV event, super event, the CPV event, super event, DCWA super event up and going as well, which would be the first CPV of my CAW league, and possibly one of the first CPVs overall for all creative wrestling CAW leagues for 2018. So yeah, hopefully that will be addressed. So hopefully the if things work out correctly, those events will happen. Those things will occur. I will say this in closing. I should say in closing. I will say this in closing. I want to right now throw my CAWA league's hat into the Queen of Wrestling's event that will be upcoming later this year. I want to throw my CAW league's hat into that along with some of my CAW women wrestlers. I'm throwing my league's hat, my name into the hat and into the running for that. I'm also throwing it into the running for the annual CAWA's All Stars 10 event, which I think is supposed to take place later this year, somewhat in the summer. I'm throwing my league's name into that hat for that event as well, to take part in that event as well as, like I say, to take part in the Queen of Wrestling's event when that becomes a reality later this year. So I'm throwing my CAW league's name into the running for both events, and and again, the name of my league is DCWA. I'm throwing that CAW name into my CAW league, DCWA, into the running to be part of the CAWA All Stars 10 and the Queen of Wrestling's event later, which both take place later this year. So, in closing, I thought I'd just come out here and give you an update of what's going on with my CAW league, my Creative Wrestling League. There will be more roster members to Women of Honor. As of right now, there are only 36. To counter maybe the less that the male combatants have, but there will be more members joining up as time goes on. So be on the lookout for those. And that's really all I'm going to say, folks. So thank you all for tuning in live. Thank you all for watching live. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for your support to my CAW league, as well as other CAW leagues out there like Cause Champions Leagues, Cause All Stars, Destiny Championship Alliance, Anime Championship Wrestling, the whole bunch, Superstar Car, SCAW, Super Cause of Wrestling, Superstars of Car. I want to thank you all for your support to all of our leagues. And again, I'm throwing my hat out there for both the CA All Star CAWA All Stars 10 event and the Queen of Wrestling event that will take place later this year. I want to throw DCWA's league name out there to take place in the running to be part of both events. So again, thank you all for watching live. Thank you all for watching post live after it's been uploaded. Give me your thoughts and everything on what I've had to say here, and I will talk to y'all later. You all have a good day.